Hey everyone! In today's episode I've got a quick review of the Hypershift from AW Another Way. I'm Everlost and let's jump right into it. First off, this video is not sponsored. I got the chance to try the Hypershift as part of Another Way testing program, where different people were invited to use it and share their honest thoughts. So that's what I'll do. I tell you what I like about it and what I like a bit less. The shifter you see here has already gone through a fair number of hands in this program, and it's still working and looking great. As you can see, it's not the smallest unit out there. But to be honest, every shifter I've tried that delivers a realistic feel and nice resistance tends to be on the bigger side. Okay, except for Synvertex, of course. As for the build, it's a solid mix of steel, stainless steel, carbon plates and some aluminium too. The materials definitely give it that raw mechanical feel, which I personally love. But yeah, it also makes it a bit louder. Personally, I'd rather take the noise than lose the feel. Besides, race cars parts aren't exactly silent either, right? The shifting is very precise. One thing I really appreciate from a technical standpoint is how you can adjust the resistance of the stick with just a single nut. I believe this feature, using the one spring for both push and pull resistance, actually came from the aerial sequential shifter they developed before the Hypershift. If you know me a bit, you know I like building this kind of gear myself. But I gotta say, this type of solution is really impressive. Another thing I like, switching between edge pattern and sequential is super simple. Just slide the mechanism inside and boom, you are in sequential mode. And here's something that might sound obvious, but it's worth pointing out. Sequential mode uses its own signals on the controller, so gears 3 and 4 aren't reused when you switch to sequential. That means you only need to assign the buttons once for both modes. That's it, done. One more thing I enjoy is how reverse gear works. You lift this little part upwards and you are in reverse. It's a neat feature we don't see too often, so I can tell that AW really went all in here. Now, let's talk about things I liked less, or things I'd maybe change if it's even possible, technically. I say if possible because I haven't seen the internals. First, that reverse mechanism. Lifting the collar to get into reverse might not be ideal in a race car setting, where you need to draw it as quickly as possible. It's a cool feature and I like it, but it would be awesome if there were a way to loosen the spring or lock it in the lifted position somehow. I thought maybe a simple lock would work here, but as you can see it's more complex than that, since it also blocks gears 5 and 6. This is just a suggestion from my side. Who knows, maybe it will catch the attention of the manufacturer. Next thing. More of a cosmetic tweak are the side buttons. I'd personally move them to the front plate and maybe make them flat, just to avoid accidentally pressing them. Right now their placement isn't ergonomic, in my opinion. I've already discussed this with AW and they've been thinking about it too, but for now it's not possible due to technical reasons. Then there's the feel of the stick in H-pattern mode. Moving left or right feels smooth with typical spring resistance, but pushing forward or backward has this kind of notch, which you can feel. This isn't a flaw or an issue, but I thought it was worth mentioning. While driving, it's not noticeable, and the gears engage very precisely and smoothly. Also, the resistance in that spot depends on how tightly the spring is adjusted. I think it was intentionally designed this way, so that the sequential mode wouldn't suffer, giving it that nice, solid, mechanical feel when shifting. And one last minor thing to mention, the USB cable is built into the unit. Having a removable one could be more convenient. It wouldn't get in the way during installation, and once you find the perfect spot for the shifter, you could simply plug it in. So, to wrap things up, the Hypershift is rock solid and designed with care. Hands down the best hybrid shifter I've used so far. I know a lot of you are using gear from Simagic, Moza or budget DIY builds and Chinese products, and that's fine. But honestly, this is a whole different league. For me, it's a real competitor to SimVertex and a more affordable alternative to BDH, as long as you are okay with its overall size and shape. Just to be clear, I've had those shifters in my hands, but only in the H-pattern versions. Back then, I felt that BDH had the edge in terms of feel, but SimVertex won me over with its compact size, which fit my rig better. One thing I can say for sure, Hypershift is a premium product with great quality and feel. It's also great to see another company developing products in collaboration with users. Keep it up. Getting close to the end, I just want to say, this is my personal take. Everyone's got their own preferences, and what's the best will always depend on what matters most to you. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also make sure to check out AW Another Way. I've linked them in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.